There we go. I started this morning and then my phone cut out. I don't know, this is the most ghetto way to do it, is to just film it one shot on your cell phone and then upload it and no editing or whatnot. But maybe one day I'll do all those other fancy things. For right now though, I'm okay with just doing it this way. So I just picked up my little baby, and they're so happy. They're so happy when they come, when they see you, and their eyes light up, and they just start smiling and they start crawling. And they were crying before, then they see you and they forget that they were crying and upset. And I really do like this stage where they start crawling and walking until they start getting super sassy, which is around the 2 years old. Even my 2-year-old's still so adorable right now. She's just in a no phase. But I knew I always wanted kids, and obviously I'm a male, so I wanted boys, and everything I was envisioning myself doing as a parent was with boys. But I have 3 girls, and so that's not the reality of my life, and it hasn't been for almost 7 years now, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Definitely once I started coaching girls volleyball, and I found how much fun and how similar it still is to coaching boys, and better in some aspects too. But that was my biggest amount of time where I really got to know the female species, and that which has all really prepared me for having daughters, and how I talk to them, and just to me it seems like you gotta talk to girls differently, as if we're talking about coaching, than boys. Just as you can be a lot more blunt with boys, and basically you can just tell them, well, so and so is better than you, and that's an acceptable response to a boy for why they're not getting as much playing time. But if a girl wants to hear that same ask that same question, to give them the same response, that so and so, she's just better than you, that's a tough pill for girls to swallow, because you're not really giving them any reasons why, and you're not giving them specific areas where they're better. It's just, I don't know, they don't deal well with just the sheer fact that someone is better than them. And I think there's been a few times where I've tried to tell girls that, and they kind of broke down and started crying, or just totally caught them off guard, whereas you kind of have to lead them along and be very specific, very detailed with what you mean, and give examples of how they're being beat out by another girl, or what you need them to do. But I think boys, they're a little bit just, they can see the writing on the wall, and I'd say 9 out of 10 times they get it, they understand it, and they'll just try to work harder and beat the other guy out, and prove themselves in a game time situation or in practice. Really, that's all I'm looking for, is the desire and the receipts, really. And then I want to see the receipts transfer to the match. Because I've had players that are pretty good in practice, pretty decent in practice, but it just doesn't transfer. But more often than not, you don't have kids that practice terribly and play fantastically. I'm not sure how I tangented, or whatever the term is, how I went on a tangent from picking up my baby daughter and how cute she is to volleyball once again. But as you can tell, I'm into volleyball, and it's a big part of what I'm most passionate about.